Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Ninja of the Woods. I'm your host, Jim Bland. Guys, today is actually my birthday, the big 3-9. Don't feel like I'm getting older, but you know how that goes. Hope everybody's doing great on this beautiful day here in Harlan County, Kentucky, where I live. The sun is shining. Doing real good. I was hoping I could get a little fishing done in today, maybe a little hiking or something. I don't know. Maybe I can be able to squeeze something in there here in a little while. Maybe go for a walk down the railroad tracks just to see what I could see. But I want to talk a little bit today about a subject that has been brought up multiple times to me here recently. That goes hand in hand with a lot of cryptid sightings, not just Bigfoot or Dogman, but any kind of cryptid out there, is post-traumatic stress disorder. This is a real thing, and it hits a lot of people that have been put into dramatic situations that has mentally scarred them. A lot of people, I have a family member that was over in Iraq, actually two family members. Him and his wife both also were over in Iraq, overseas, fighting over there to help free the Iraqi people. He came back home with PTSD. He still struggles with it. He's on medication for it. And there's only two things that can really, in my book, guys, my opinion, that will help that situation. That is God and medicine. I know some people will say, no, it's God. God made man, give man a brain to think, to come up with medical ways to help people. So it's just not man doing it. It's God is behind everything, people. He helps us all. You don't see it, but if you'll take time and actually think about it, God does a lot of things for us in our everyday life that we should be grateful for. No matter if you pray to another deity, God, whatever, whatever your religious preference is, it all comes down to a creator, which is God. But getting off subject a little bit there, I apologize for that, but I am a Christian, and I will talk about things like this from now on when it comes to religious thing. And guys, the only thing I can tell you is, if you don't like it, if you have a problem with it, it's freedom of religion, then don't subscribe to my channels, don't listen to my podcast, because I'm going to say what I want to say because this is me. Now, what I say, it doesn't reflect on the CryptoCrew.com, and their members, which I happen to be a member of the Crypto Crew. We're going to get out to me and Thomas, guys, just to get off subject for just a second. We're going to be doing some research here soon, right down below my house here, in a little area as known as Booger Holler. Throughout the years, there have been sightings of ghosts and other things, shadow people in that area, and a lot of people have had real spooky things happen there, but we're going to try to get down there, maybe in the next couple days and just check it out down there and take some pictures, some video, see if we can see anything up there, experience anything, and come back and do a show for you guys. But anyways, let's get back on subject, PTSD. A lot of videos are out there now. I know a lot of the podcasts, I've listened to a couple podcasts myself where they had a normal everyday hunters, outdoorsmen, mountain men out there, and they see these things, and that's basically what they are, things. They're creatures, They see them, and it mentally scars them. A lot of people say, why would you get PTSD from an experience like that? Because these creatures are real, people. These things that we are seeing are real. You might not be able to see them all the time. It says in the Bible that God created creatures invisible and invisible. That right there tells you that there's creatures out there that we can't see with our human eye. Sometimes they make themselves known to us. Nobody really knows how they do that. Like Sasquatch will camouflage themselves. I believe a lot of it has to do with their hair patterns. Um, a lot of deer and other animals that are in the woods, their hair patterns and stuff helps them blend into their surroundings. Even a deer, if you put a green field out and you still stick a brown and white deer out there, you're still going to have a hard time seeing that deer off at a distance because of the fact that it blends into the surroundings. It will, the deadfall, the dead grass that's still there, it'll blend into it. And it's hard to see. I've heard of also of subjects being so close to these things that they turn around and they're just like right 2 foot away from them. And if you say that, why are they, or you ask why are they getting PTSD, because they're actually seeing these creatures. They are real people. You might not believe them. You're not going to believe them until you actually see them with your own eye. Why? How could you not be afraid of something that's over 7 foot tall, 800 pound, that has enough muscle strength and is fast enough to be on top of you in a split second and rip you apart, rip your arms off? I recently, a buddy of mine, Thomas Marcum, guys, go check this article out. He done this here recently. Excuse me, guys. He done this recently. It was a follow-up from another Bigfoot researcher of a guy that had his coon dog out, and a Bigfoot grabbed his coon dog and ripped a leg off, its head off, and it was a grisly scene. It stuck with the guy. He just can't get it out of his head. Of course, when you see things like it, he also witnessed, and with his own eyes, the Bigfoot itself. It roared at him, growled, screamed, whatever the howl that I like to call it. Howled at him, screamed at him, and it traumatized him a little bit. He still goes back to that spot because he wants retribution for his animal, and I don't blame him because this was his hunt dog. They were real close. They train these dogs. They put time and hours in with these animals. They love them. They're just like their kids. They want to take care of them. But in this situation, it's another instance. It kind of mentally scarred him a little bit because he's seen his beloved pet, his hunting buddy, pretty much torn apart and killed, and there was nothing he can do about it. And that has a lot to do with it. People want to unsee, or wish they could unsee, what they had seen to begin with. It's just like if you take a hunter out and there's a video on YouTube, this guy is sitting in a tree stand and this big black bear just shimmies, comes right up beside of him, and the guy thought he was done for, but the bear just checked him out. He just wanted to see what he was doing. And once the bear seen what he was doing, the bear realized he couldn't do nothing because he was in the tree. So he just climbed back down, and him and another bear just went off into the woods. I'm sure it probably scarred the guy just a little bit to make him more warier of bears, because he kind of act like, he didn't want to do much because of the fact that he was in that situation. But, there's people, you can't do anything about these. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for listening to Ninja of the Woods on Spreaker. But anyways, guys, once again, thank you all. God bless and have a great day.